The news at noon starts right now.
Well, new at noon, the Selma Police Department trying to track down a man that they are accusing of trying to record people in a dressing room.
The officers confirmed the alleged victims do include a juvenile. On a Facebook post, Selma police say this is the person they want to find. The department says back on September 5th, someone saw the man using a cell phone trying to record two people inside of a dressing room. This was at the Forum Shopping Center in Selma.
Well, if you can help officers identify this person, you're asked to call police at this number on your screen, 210-651-7871.
Also new this noon, San Antonio police need your help finding the driver they say hit and killed a person riding their bicycle along Old Highway 90 last month. So take a look. Do you recognize this vehicle? We know it will be hard to see on the screen, but it's the best SAPD has right now. They describe it as a dark colored four-door pickup with a sign attached to its driver's side back door. Now, police say the vehicle hit 58-year-old Samuel Arellano around 10:30 at night on August 30th, killing him. The driver did not stop and kept going along Old Highway 90 toward West Commerce Street. So if you know anything about this case, please call SAPD Crime Stoppers 210-224-7867.
Well, let's look out there with live cam this afternoon. 89 degrees already. I feel sorry for all the kiddos with extracurricular activities outdoors.
Oh my goodness, two-a-day, those kinds of things, like forget about it. It's so hot outside. As we take a look at temperatures, we're already starting to get close to 90 degrees in San Antonio. It's 89, 87 in Bulverde, 83 in Uvalde, 84 in Pleasanton, and 87 in Nixon. Not only is it hot, but it could be record hot, or at least it'll come close to record heat this afternoon. The forecast high this afternoon is 97, but the record for the day, 98. So 1 degree shy of a record is going to be the forecast for the day today. We may just tie that record depending on how things shake out this afternoon. That record was set back in 1997. We've got a lot to talk about, including tonight. There's a partial lunar eclipse. I spelled eclipse wrong there, but trust me, it's a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, tonight I'll have a look at what you need to know as far as that eclipse goes. Temperatures are going to be much hotter than average, though, for the remainder of the week. And we may have to wait until October for our next cold front. I'll have those details coming up. Courtney, Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, tonight on the Night Beat, Lee High School head football coach Wendell Harris denies accusations that he made sexually inappropriate comments to a female athletic trainer.
That trainer told KSAT Investigates she resigned her position this summer after it became clear the district would not protect her.
How is it that his word is better off than mine?
This former athletic trainer at Legacy of Educational Excellence, Lee High School, asked that we conceal her identity. Earlier this year, she came forward to Northeast Independent School District Administration with claims that head football coach and athletic coordinator Wendell Harris had repeatedly sexually harassed her in the workplace. The first incident was last September in the school's training room. The woman, another trainer, and a coach had a conversation about someone the woman had previously dated.
Not even 2 minutes later, Coach Harris walked in and looks me up and down and says, "I heard you're for the streets. I have tricks too."
She said Harris's intent was clear.
That he was calling me a hoe.
A month and a half later, in mid-October, the trainer rushed onto the practice field to tend to an injured player. When she and the other trainer went to brief Harris on the incident, she says the coach directed another inappropriate remark at her.
Coach Harris made a comment that it was like an episode of Baywatch this morning and did the gesture of my boobs bouncing as I was running out to the field.
The other trainer had again witnessed the encounter.
Once she realized what was said, she understood why it was uncomfortable.
Well, tonight on the Night Beat, what happened when the woman formally complained to administration, Harris's response to her claims, and what a district investigation found. But you can read more about this story right now on our website, KSAT.com.
The man who DPS accuses of racing toward DPS troopers is now in custody. San Antonio police tell us he was arrested in the Easton Apartments at De Zavala and I-10 around 2:30 this morning. It all started yesterday when we're told a DPS officer shot at that driver who they say was speeding toward them. The officers were trying to pull him over at the time. We're told the officer fired at the vehicle, but the driver did not stop. As we mentioned, he's now in custody.
Well, the San Antonio ISD Board of Trustees wants to hear from people in the community about a proposed downtown baseball stadium for the San Antonio Missions. Now, the district is considering selling some land near the Fox Tech campus. Now, the land would be used for that stadium project. The new $160 million San Antonio Mission Stadium would be built along San Pedro Creek. The San Antonio City Council gave a downtown baseball stadium project the go-ahead last week. Last night, SAISD heard what community members think about the district's potentially selling some land for this proposed downtown baseball stadium. Now, the district says that the board will not take action until it can gather more public input. The district plans to schedule and coordinate a public meeting in October.
Today's a big day. It's National Voter Registration Day. If you want to register to vote in the November election, you have until October 7th to do it. If you need help or want to learn more about the registration process, we can help you. Just scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about how to register.
Well, hitting the green for a good cause, the golf tournament in the area will benefit a local women's shelter. How you can take part.
And a local boxer stepping back into the ring, but this time in front of several million viewers where you can watch the matchup.
Well, Volkswagen is recalling more cars, and it's not the only company issuing warnings for customers. Ivan Herrera will join us after the break with another recall roundup. Well, Volkswagen is recalling thousands of electric vehicles, and a builder Ford kit was recalled due to a battery ingestion hazard.
Plus, Stanley Jr. kids' garden sets contain lead in the paint. Digital journalist Ivan Herrera is here with the latest recall roundup.
Well, Ivan, first of all, what sort of safety hazards are you seeing in this week's recalls?
Good afternoon. These recalls could affect some of the products your kids use, plus your family vehicle. Now let's break down these recalls to help keep your family safe. The Volkswagen is recalling over 98,000 of its 2021 to 2024 ID4 electric vehicles due to a safety issue involving the door handles. Water can enter the circuit board inside the door handles, causing the doors to open while driving. Volkswagen dealers will inspect and replace the faulty door handles and update the vehicle software free of charge. Owners will receive notification letters by November 1st. And Intelio Toys is recalling its Bright Builder Ford kits due to a serious battery ingestion hazard. The flashlight included in these kits violates federal safety rules because it contains button cell batteries in a compartment that can be opened without a tool. If swallowed, these batteries can cause severe injuries, including internal chemical burns or even death. If you have one of these kits, stop using it immediately and contact the company for a full refund. These toys were sold nationwide on Amazon and the Intelio Toys website. And Redbox is recalling its Stanley Jr. Kids Garden sets sold exclusively at Costco due to a lead hazard. The paint used on these tools contains lead, which violates the federal ban on lead in paint. Exposure to lead can cause serious health issues, especially in young children. Consumers should stop using the garden sets immediately and return them to Costco for a full refund. And guys, these are just some of the recalls on the CPSC website. There are tons and tons of recalls on there. You can go back as far as it goes, years worth of material and recalls. But we do this recall roundup just to round up some of those really good ones that I think would affect most of the people. And especially when there are a lot of things that are sold, items that are sold, it tells you the quantity, 90,000, 100,000. So if it affects a lot of people, it'll definitely be in our recall roundup. People can actually sign up for our Consumer 12 on Your Side newsletter right now. Head to ksat.com/newsletters to sign up. We do the recall roundup. We do a bunch of consumer stories there every week.
All right, we look forward to it. I mean, it's helpful for all consumers, but especially parents, for sure.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Lead in the paint. You don't want to mess with that. They put everything in their
or no
mouth.
batteries. Yeah, that could come loose for sure. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Ivan. Let's look out there with live cam this afternoon. Yes, already heating up. I know we're 89, so it's going to be very hot later.
Close to records, Stephanie and Courtney. Our record for the day today is 98, and we're going to be at 97, so that's cutting it close. The aquifer is down a whole foot in the past 24 hours. We really need some rain, but there's no major rain in the forecast. At least with no major rain in the forecast, we see that the pollen count is pretty low. We've got mold, fallow, and ragweed present, but they're all in low and manageable amounts. As we take a look at the rest of the day, we'll be looking at a high temperature of 97, feeling like 101, and then tonight, clear skies. Great for viewing the full moon, which will have a partial lunar eclipse. More on what you can expect on that coming up.
Okay, Sarah, you were telling us yesterday that partial lunar eclipse was coming. I saw the moon last night. It was so beautiful, and I couldn't remember whether it was last night or tonight. And I said, it looks really pretty. This might be it. She says it wasn't going to be extremely overwhelming.
It was very pretty yesterday because what you were seeing was almost a completely full moon.
Right.
So big and bright, clear skies, looked gorgeous, but tonight is the partial eclipse. Now, it may be a little underwhelming for some folks because during a lunar eclipse, sometimes you think about the moon turning that reddish hue. Well, that's only during a total lunar eclipse. And we're not going to see a total lunar eclipse. We're just going to see a partial lunar eclipse. So the moon will technically be full tonight at 9:34. Then the Earth's shadow will pass briefly in front of the moon. Just a small sliver of the moon will be covered by the Earth's shadow. And that partial lunar eclipse will peak at 9:44 tonight. So just before you go out to bed or just before you turn on the night beat, make sure to step outside and you'll see clear skies. But again, the moon will not turn red. Clear skies for the forecast. It's also called the supermoon because technically it's a little bit closer to the Earth, and so it's slightly brighter and larger. But good viewing because we're going to have clear skies tonight, and we'll have humid weather though, so it is going to be a bit muggy. Temperatures will be falling into the mid 80s by the time of that partial lunar eclipse around 9:44, and there will be a light breeze from the south. Sun sets tonight at 7:36. As you take a look outside right now, I mean, you can clearly see downtown San Antonio there off in the distance. It feels a lot like summer outside. It's 89 in San Antonio, feeling like 97. 92 in New Braunfels, feeling like 100. 85 in Del Rio, feeling like 91. The last couple of days, we've had cooler temperatures out west near Del Rio Eagle Pass. Usually it's the opposite, but the reason why is because we've had some extra cloud cover out there to start the day. Winds are breezy from the south at about 10 to 15, but this is what the peak heat index is going to be this afternoon. So as you're heading out and about for your evening commute, maybe going to pick up your kids from school, know that it is going to be very hot outside. We're going to be seeing peak heat index values of up to 101 in San Antonio, 102 New Braunfels, 103 in Converse, 102 in Floresville. All right, high temperatures across the nation. It's not hot everywhere, right? So we've actually got pleasant fall-like weather across areas like Salt Lake City, Boise, Idaho. But take a look at San Antonio. The hottest spot on the map pretty much this afternoon with a high temperature of 97. We are under the influence of a ridge of high pressure. And this is kind of that summertime heat high that we usually see overhead in the summer. It's overhead right now in San Antonio, and it's going to keep things dry too. Take a look at the futurecast. We will have areas of rain out across the nation, but all around Texas, not through the Texas area. Rainfall for the Rockies, but not here as that high remains in control. Even into the weekend, that high is going to remain in control. It's not until early next week that we start to see it nudge a little bit more to the east, but really our rain chances slim to none. Like yesterday, today, this afternoon, there might be a pop-up downpour in some areas, but that chance is only 10%. And again, dry as a bone for the remainder of the week. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. High temperature is going to be in the mid to upper 90s. That's about 5 degrees hotter than average, and fall officially starts on Sunday with the autumnal equinox, but feeling a lot like summer. Hey, okay, so last night there was an earthquake near Midland, Texas, and believe it or not, some people around San Antonio actually felt that earthquake. So coming up, I'm going to have more information about that earthquake in about 10-15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. We look forward to that. Well, the Kendall County Women's Shelter is preparing for one of their biggest fundraising events to better serve their clients. Their 4th annual Gary Rich Golf Classic will take place on October 28th. However, the organization is asking people to start signing up now. So this is taking place at the Fair Oaks Ranch Golf Course, with all the money raised going to several programs that the shelter offers to women and children who have survived an abusive situation.
So it's really a good opportunity for us to kind of expand, because so many of our clients don't even necessarily come from Kendall County. So just to kind of get involved and get connected with the community outside of necessarily where we are physically is so important.
Registration for the tournament is now open for teams or individual participants. You can find out how to sign up by going to this story on our website, KSAT.com.
Well, San Antonio boxing champion Mario Elesteca Barrios will fight on the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson card in November. Yesterday, Netflix and Most Valuable announced the addition of Barrios to the undercard at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Barrios will defend his WBC welterweight championship against Abel Ramos on November 15th. That fight will be streamed live on Netflix. I have a lot of eyes on that.
And the local parents are spreading awareness about childhood cancer, how something they noticed on their daughter's face turned their lives upside down and saved hers.
People who rely on insulin to stay healthy may find it difficult to afford the medication. Now there's more financial help for those who need it, even if you don't have insurance. Those details after the break.
Well, if you need insulin but you can't afford it, you have another option. Metro Health and HEB are teaming up for the Diabetes Insulin Assistance Program. This covers up to $100 per insulin prescription, and yes, that includes refills, so people in San Antonio and Bexar County can qualify. Doesn't matter if they do or don't have insurance, so some people can get the insulin delivered for free. There's more information on sa.gov/health. And happening later this week, it is Doc Talk again. Scan this QR code and type a medical question, any health question that you would like to ask a local doctor concerning your child. And a local pediatrician will be here at KSAT to answer it. So Doc Talk airs every Thursday at 6:30.
Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and as much as we may not want to think about kids and infants being diagnosed with cancer, it is a harsh reality for many families in our viewing area. Now, that reality includes the Lara family of New Braunfels. Their life with their newborn baby was turned upside down when they found out she had infant leukemia. The couple is now sharing their story to help raise awareness.
14-month-old Peyton Lara is a strong little girl. At just 7 months old, she was diagnosed with infant leukemia, a rare form of cancer St. Jude says only affects about 90 infants every year.
In infants, it's more aggressive. The chances of relapse are higher. The prognosis is poorer. And it's just tougher on their little bodies to deal with the treatment and the chemo and everything.
Peyton specifically has acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's a cancer of the blood and bone marrow, and she's currently getting chemotherapy to stop it from spreading. Her parents, AJ and Allison Lara, say they struggle seeing their little girl in pain.
You can explain to them, why you're being held down, why you're getting these tough chemos, why you don't feel good.
Peyton's cancer journey began when her parents noticed dark circles under her eyes. They took her to the doctor, and blood tests were done. Those blood tests came back positive for cancer.
You never expect it to be your child.
It just kind of feels like an act of terrorism on your personal life.
After her diagnosis, Peyton began treatment at Chris's Children's Hospital. She would go long periods of being inpatient. And the lawyers say the Chris's staff has made this process a little easier.
They have held my hand, they've cried with me, they've hugged me, they've advocated for Peyton, they've played with her, they've watched her. I can't imagine having a better staff to go through this with, and they really are like family.
Right now, Peyton is in remission. However, she is at high risk for relapse. In order to be considered a survivor, Peyton will have to get to 5 years old without a relapse. The Laras hope everyone can start spreading awareness for childhood cancer, as it's something the new parents never imagined they would go through.
Everyone knows what the pink ribbon is for October. I don't think a lot of people know what the gold stands for.
I never really took the time to research it, and now living this, you really see how much it means just to have other people understand what you're going through or what it's about.
As for their daughter, the Laras want her to know they believe in her, and she is the strongest person they know.
I just want to let Peyton know just how much that we love her. And
there's always a saying that most people never get to meet their hero, but I gave birth to mine.
Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
getting to me.
Very emotional.
Getting to me. I know that's really hard to talk about. That family's so brave to be able to go tell the story that's still so painful. Remission takes a long time, but it can save a child's life just knowing under the eye, all of that.
Yes, and so I mean, it's painful what they're going through, but it's good that they're bringing in attention for everybody else. And I know it hit our producer Haley Powers personally, because this mother didn't know that anything was wrong when she was pregnant, and so our KSAT producer Haley Powers is also pregnant. She was saying, so doing the story and talking with the family hits close to home. So we thank her for doing that story.
Yeah, it's tough to do when you're pregnant too, but we really appreciate everyone involved. So good job, Haley.
Yes.
Okay, Instagram making some big changes aimed to protect young users on its platform. What's in store? Coming up in the next half hour.
And a music mogul whose name is attached to a lot of major hits, now connected to several charges including racketeering and sex trafficking. We'll look at the lengthy list of allegations leveled against Sean Diddy Combs. Well, people in Kirby say they've been dealing with water waste for 2 weeks. Let's take a look at this. It's over here, a water main break in Kirby. It actually created a mini pond for birds and is making some folks nervous knowing we're in a drought. So people in Kirby tell that John Paul Baraja said at first it was annoying, but now it's causing worry.
It's coming from the fire hydrant. That makes me wonder, is there going to be enough water pressure to put out a fire?
A water leak at the corner of FM 78 and Gibbsboro Road in Kirby has led to a steady stream of water and lots of ponding. At first, it annoyed people in the area, but now it's scaring them.
These are trailers right here, and trailers burn up fast, so, the whole trailer park could burn down if there's not enough adequate water pressure in the fire hydrant.
Peggy Griffin says the leak has been running for about 2 weeks and that neighbors have made reports to city officials, but nothing's been done about the issue.
And the people, that are on the council and the mayor and everything of Kirby, they drive by here, so they're well aware of the issue.
You see how fast it's moving right here. Your thoughts?
I mean, that's a pretty bad leak, I would think, that's got current going to it.
We called the Kirby city manager, Wendy Applewhite. She told us it was the first she had heard of the leak and had fire crews check the fire hydrant. Water pressure seemed to be fine, but when it came to the running leak, she said they needed to check with KSAT to make sure it wasn't in the right-of-way before repairs are made.
If we're supposed to be in stage 3 water restrictions, why is it that they don't care about the water that's just leaking down the road? Obviously it's been leaking for a while.
KSAT sent us a statement that reads in part, "We're sending someone out to check the location to determine who would be responsible." End quote. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Taking a look outside, nice and humid out there. But Sarah, let's talk. You were teasing us about the earthquake. Kind of tell us what you've learned.
Yeah, so last night around 7:49, 7:50-ish, there was a 5.1 magnitude earthquake north of Midland. Take a look at your screen. Now, 5.1 magnitude earthquake is fairly strong, and there of course is lots of work out there, fracking, oil, things like that can cause some of these risks to occur out in those areas. It's nothing they're really new to. But what's fascinating is in this area, again, just north of Midland, that's about 300 miles away from us here in San Antonio. But some of the folks who live, especially those who live in apartment buildings, higher rise buildings, they actually felt that quake. And here's the reason why, okay? All right, this is a building. All right, this is the ground. Now, if you have swaying, right, look at my elbow. My elbow's relatively still, but look toward the top of my hand, things are shaking a little bit more. So even though a lot of people around San Antonio did not feel that, because if you live in a higher rise building, you're more susceptible to feeling something that's 300 something miles away. Interesting, we've got more information on if South Central Texas can expect to see more earthquakes in the future. It's KSAT Explains. Justin Horn did it. Look it up. It's really fascinating. As we take a look at temperatures right now, 90 in San Antonio. This is that time of year where you look at other parts of the nation and you're like, it'd be nice to be there right now. Seattle, 55, 63 in Salt Lake. There are some cooler areas across the nation, but we're locked into the heat because of a heat high overhead. 97 for the high today, feeling like 101. Mostly clear skies. Great viewing tonight for the partial lunar eclipse. More on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Instagram says it's adding new teen account settings that will take effect starting next week. That means accounts for users under the age of 18 will automatically be set to private and placed in the strictest messaging settings. Only people they're already connected with will be able to send them messages, tag them in photos, or mention them in the comments. The new settings will also restrict what kinds of content they can view on the app. They'll also get the time limit, reminders after they've spent an hour on the app each day, and the app will automatically mute notifications between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. The changes come nearly 3 years after Instagram's parent company Meta first came under fire about the risks its social media platforms pose for young users.
Sam's Club is raising pay in an effort to keep workers with the company. Sam's Club is a membership club arm of Walmart, and it will increase its minimum wage from $15 to $16 an hour starting in November. Sam's Club will also raise wages for its nearly 100,000 employees, ranging from 3% to 6%, depending on their tenure. Sam's Club's main competitor, Costco, pays among the highest wages in retail, with a minimum of $19.50 an hour.
Genetic testing company 23andMe has agreed to pay $30 million to people impacted by a data breach last year. The settlement comes after a class action lawsuit was brought against the company in October. Hackers used about 14,000 accounts to access the ancestry data of 6.9 million connected profiles. The suit claimed 23andMe didn't do enough to protect user data and also didn't notify customers impacted in a timely way. As part of the agreement, 23andMe admitted to no wrongdoing. The deal is awaiting final approval from a judge.
By the year 2025, the world could see nearly 40 million deaths due to infections that are resistant to the medications intended to treat them. That's according to a story published Monday in the medical journal The Lancet. The World Health Organization has called it a top public health threat. Researchers say these superbugs are spawned by the misuse and overuse of antibiotics in humans, animals, and plants. Older adults are most at risk because they can be more susceptible to severe infection. Researchers are calling for improved access to quality care and stronger medications.
Well, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs now at the center of a grand jury indictment on charges including racketeering and sex trafficking.
ABC's Rena Roy reports his lawyer maintaining that he's innocent and that while he may be imperfect, he's no criminal.
Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show.
Known for Grammy-winning hits like I'll Be Missing You, Sean Diddy Combs, one of music's most influential entrepreneurs, facing a federal judge this morning in New York. Combs indicted by a grand jury on 3 counts: racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The hip-hop mogul arrested by Homeland Security officials Monday night at a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. The indictment unsealed this morning put Diddy at the top of a criminal enterprise, accusing Combs of abusing, threatening, and coercing women and others around him for sex. Diddy's attorneys speaking outside court this morning.
He's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges. He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might.
Diddy has been under criminal investigation for nearly a year since his former girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, filed a civil lawsuit against him, accusing him of sexual and physical abuse. The indictment, referencing hotel surveillance video obtained by CNN from 2016, apparently showing him attacking her. The lawsuit was settled with no admission of wrongdoing. Combs apologizing.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
10 more civil lawsuits followed alleging sexual assault, physical violence, and human trafficking. Diddy has denied those allegations. Last March, Homeland Security agents raiding Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Diddy's rise to stardom began in the 90s when he started Bad Boy Records, helping launch the careers of Mary J. Blige, Usher, and Notorious B.I.G. His empire expanding into fashion, fragrances, and alcohol.
Diddy's lawyer saying this morning that Diddy's spirits are good and that he's dealing with this head on as he has dealt with every challenge in his life. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
you. Well, it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and this was one of the kickoff events last night at the Pearl, featuring free mariachi music every Monday until mid-October. So here's what you have to look forward to. The City of San Antonio Arts and Culture Department will help host over a dozen events around town, including the Celebrando Tradiciones at Buena Vista Theater this coming Friday and Saturday. It features dance and music, and you're in the mood for a river parade always.
We are always in the mood for a river parade. The Rey Feos Superhero River Parade and Festival is September 28th at La Villita Arneson River Theater. Tickets are available for that event. This month can also be a learning experience for Hispanics too. UIW is featuring several programs.
Whether you're Hispanic or not Hispanic, I think we all can recognize the importance that Hispanics have brought to our shared American heritage in the United States.
Well, Hispanic Heritage Month will end on October 15th.
You can find a list of those events on KSAT.com.
Looking out there with live cam, a little warm this week in general for any events happening outside.
Warm understatement. It is very hot outside. Temperatures are going to be close to 100 degrees today and close to a record. Take a look at the pollen count, though. Things are behaving. Molds, fall elm, and ragweed all present, but in low amounts. The aquifer, though, is down a foot over the past 24 hours. All right, what I'm showing you here is the drought monitor. You can see that we still have areas of severe drought, especially up across parts of the hill country. And I know we're talking about it being hot and not really seeing too much relief, but it's not all bad news, because coming up, you're going to want to see where the drought situation was a year ago from today. Those details. And of course, your forecast coming up.
So we can complain that it's hot all day, which we will. But
why not?
But when we talk about no rain, it's also important to think of the drought.
It is important to think about the drought, and the drought will probably worsen before it gets better. But I do want to put a bit of a silver lining on this uninspiring weather pattern, because you can see that's what Adam Caskey was calling it, an uninspiring weather pattern, because it's just going to be hot and dry, all right, for pretty much the rest of September. But here's the current drought situation that we're in. As you can see, we've got severe drought up in parts of the hill country. Now, this is an improvement from where we were even a week and a half ago when there was extreme drought, or in the red out in that area. But take a look at your screen, okay, because I want to show you where we were at a year ago. So here's where we're at now. This is where we were at a year ago. Exceptional drought all across San Antonio. So this year really has been beneficial for us when it comes to rain. It allows us to take a little bit of time to be okay with the 1.5 week gap in rainfall we're going to see here in the next week and a half, really. But again, a massive improvement in the drought monitor from a year ago. I still wish we could see a little bit more rain in our forecast, but that's just not the case. Take a look at the rainfall forecast over the nation in the next 5 days. We're going to be pretty bone dry all the way up to Dallas, Little Rock, and out to Nashville. Most of the rain is going to be across parts of the Central Plains, 2 inches of rain expected near the Omaha area, and some additional rainfall expected from what was a fairly weak tropical system out in the Carolinas, but it brought a ton of rain to that area. We're talking 12 to 16 inches of rain in that area. So we are not going to be seeing any major rain. We're just locked into this heat high overhead, which is going to continue to bring us the toasty weather through the remainder, honestly, of September. But it's not going to be warm everywhere across the nation. Cooler weather from areas across the Rockies and even in the Northeast. But we are going to be hot. In fact, we're going to be seeing temperatures some 5 degrees hotter than average. Over the next couple of days, our highs are going to be in the mid to upper 90s. And because it's going to stay humid, it'll feel anywhere from 100 to 102 out there during the peak heat of the day, which is right around 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Outside right now, it's 89 degrees. We are starting to see some clouds start to pop up. 1 or 2 of those might produce a brief shower. That's why we've only got a 10% chance for a shower this afternoon. But the thing is, it feels already like it's 97, and we do have a wind from the east-southeast gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Here's a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, feeling like 101 this afternoon, and winds will be from the southeast at about 10 to 15, and then by this evening, things are going to struggle to cool down for us. We'll have a small 10% chance for a stray shower. We'll keep our eye on the radar, and it really will not get cool quickly. We're going to see temperatures still in the mid-80s by 10 p.m. And right around 10 p.m., that's when we're going to see a full moon coupled with a partial lunar eclipse. So get out there, enjoy that view. The moon will become full around 9:34 tonight. And then the Earth's shadow is going to briefly pass over a portion of the moon. If you look up, it'll be that top left corner of the moon that will be partially obstructed by the Earth's shadow, peaking around 9:44. Here's the thing, though. Sometimes when I say lunar eclipse, especially if I say total lunar eclipse, people expect the moon to turn red. But this is not a total lunar eclipse. It's just a partial lunar eclipse. So moon will not turn red, but at least there will be good viewing with mostly clear skies, temperatures in the mid-80s. And it's called a supermoon because it's just slightly larger, appears slightly larger in the sky than it usually does. Otherwise, we're going to be close to that record today of 98, 97 for the high temperature. Upper 90s for the highs in the coming days in San Antonio. Fall officially starts on Sunday morning, and it's going to be a muggy morning, not feeling crisp and cool at all. But hey, that's okay, because really we know in San Antonio you got to wait until October and November to see that crisp, cool air. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Well, when you hear the word sepsis, a response to infection, you might think of major surgery or trauma. However, a local mom is proof that it can stem from the smallest of sources.
Now, during Sepsis Awareness Month, she told me she doesn't want to scare you, but she just wants people to know the symptoms so you don't wait as long as she did to get help.
Sepsis isn't something that we talk about a lot.
But for someone who almost lost her life, mom and University Hospital nurse educator Ashley Britch feels like she has to. It started at a family trip to the river in 2019.
I fell, cut my leg, or it was my knee. Didn't even think anything of it because it was just such a small cut.
She woke up the next day feeling flu-like symptoms and leg pain, but later that day was violently ill.
My husband was like, "We are going to the emergency room." And I couldn't even really respond back to him. I was nonsensical.
By the time she got to the hospital, her organs were shutting down.
They were looking for other sources of infection, thinking it was something else, that this little cut couldn't possibly be what's causing this 28-year-old person to be dying. Sure enough, it was just spreading and spreading. It was strep A, toxic shock syndrome.
With infection to the bone, she was in the hospital for a long time.
And so what they ended up doing was they took muscle from my calf and they were able to rotate it over. And then they took skin from up here, did a skin graft.
Every day, symbols of how lucky she is.
Not everyone survives this.
No, I think they said one in 3 people usually don't make it through a specific strep A toxic shock syndrome.
So knowing the symptoms are crucial. High fever with chills and sweating, fast heart rate and difficulty breathing, bad pain in a specific area, and most severe altered mental status like confusion or disorientation.
That's a bad sign when you have an infection. I would just come to the emergency room immediately.
Dr. Christopher Dayton works in University Hospital's ICU, seeing the most serious cases, but sees sepsis multiple times every day.
Across our city and across the country, at better recognizing it, and we have ways of alerting us as providers.
And educating the community.
You never know. You don't want to wait till it's too late.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, and she told...
The Wonder Theater has announced the 5 main stage shows for its new season. So the second season of shows at the theater's new home at the Wonderland of the Americas Mall will kick off with the Dolly Parton show, 9 to 5, the musical.
And this season will also include Beautiful, the Carole King musical, which tells the story of Carole King's life, and Sister Act, based on the hit comedy starring Whoopi Goldberg.
For more about the Wonder Theater and its new season, you can head over to KSAT.com.
I'm a huge Carole King fan.
Sister Act. All of them.
And Sister Act. Oh my gosh. Well, you're going to need something to do to keep you cool.
We're going to see all of them.
Yes. We are looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 90s for the remainder of the forecast. Record high is 98 today, set back in 1997. We're going to be so close to that record. It's almost like if we're going to be this hot, you might as well set a record. You might as well make it count for something, Courtney.
You do sound like Adam Caskey and Tim Gerber last year.
Well, I mean, seriously though, like, why not? Why not have a record?
Sure, set the record, but then let's cool off immediately.
Well, maybe immediately after the next 10 days, because it's going to be well above average. Fall officially starts on Sunday morning at 7:44. Sister Act's amazing.
I know.
Carole King, that Tapestry album, I can listen to that on repeat, no problem.
And you said
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, too.
So all of the shows we
so
want to see.
Look that up on our website.
Yes.
That was our web story.